The date was March 22nd, 2007.
I was at home with my dad, and he was telling me that my birthday was March 5th. That was March 22nd that day. He said, I still owe you a birthday gift. And he said, do you want me to go get it now or later? I'm like, now. So he said, okay, I'll be right back.
I was in a business meeting at the time, and it was around 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock. I stepped out of the meeting. Then when I came back, my director looked at me and said, are you okay? And I said, I just don't feel well. So I said, I think I have to go. I get in my car, and I was like, oh my God, and I was feeling really nervous and just having this high anxiety feeling.
And then my mom comes to the door, and she's on one phone to her ear, and then her eyes is watery. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like,
Jay, here, you gotta come in. You have to come and go with me. We have to go on 4th Avenue.
And she's like, Al just said JaVale just killed your dad.
It was a hard pill to swallow, to see my husband laying in the streets of LA with a sheet over him.
It just didn't make any sense. Basically, it was nonsensical in my head to know that I was just with my dad at 12, 1 o'clock. He told me he was going to bring me back a gift, and you telling me my dad just got murdered.
I think my son said something like, Mom, how could something good and bad happen to me on the same day? And that's when I knew that at that point I needed to understand and tell my son, this is where you have to make your dad proud. You have to be the one now to change and make a difference.
Elan, he's a great, genuine guy. When I first met him, it was, of course, during my dad's trial.
He was so informative about the things that he does and what he's gonna do and the type of trial it was and the case and you know, he was so genuine.
I kept telling my mom, he's gonna win our case. He's just that down to earth. He's just that in tune with our life and our story, and he could even relate.
From the beginning to the end of the case, Elan reassured me. He kept reassuring me. He kept reassuring the family.
I would never forget the day we heard the verdict.
Elan gave Jerome thumbs up.
The judge said 40 years to life. He winked at me, and my mother and I, we were sitting so close that we were kneeing each other.
I was elated. I wanted to, and it's a bar there. It's almost like I wanted to hop over and just grab him.
Once it was over, Elan, we hugged very tight like we always do, and I really looked at him and I told him face to face, like, you did it.
Elan reassured me that we were gonna be fine, and he was absolutely right.
The trust became a bond because we became more in tune with each other. Besides him being a lawyer, he was asking me personal questions and tell me personal things about himself.
He got that much involved with my family. He really got involved with my son, which was great for me.
He started off as a prosecutor, then he became my friend, almost like a surrogate father, because at the time that he was a prosecutor lawyer, he was my friend, but then he talked to me as a parent.
He basically took him up under his wing and talked to him one-on-one a lot of times, which was great for me, because I'm like, I really don't know how I'm gonna help my son get through this.
I don't know where I would have been if it wasn't for Elan to bring me back to earth, bring me back to ground zero, and to have me, you know, foresee my real dreams in my life come true instead of pondering on the death of my father after justice has been served. We need more people like Elan Carr. Yeah, and I say that with a lot of emphasis. We definitely do.
He understands people.
He's a great person, and I feel like he would be great as a congressman because he's here for the people. He's not just here as the lawyer all the time. You don't always have to just be your lawyer. He could be your friend.
You need to have someone like him in your communities, period. You need to have him in your schools. You need to have him in your churches. You need to have him on football fields, basketball, wherever. Whatever it is in your life that you're doing, if he's there, he will make a difference.